All right, so you are going to leave that camp, but before you do, I wanted you to explain a little bit about what the connex was, the metal box, and about the size of it.
Yeah, connex is a metal cube about 2 meters on each side. The height, the width, and the length, are equally 2 meter size, and it's well shut. I don't know how to say. And during the nighttime, the sunshine will heat it up to a burning heat, and at the nighttime it's chill. Yeah. And each day they open the door for 3 times for the breakfast, the lunch, and the dinner, but not for the toilet. For the toilet will happen inside. Yeah. We always take the occasion to bring the meal for them. We try to bury into that meal some vegetable or some medication, but they are wise to discover it by checking, the pool. When they check the pool, I see the color. They know they get forbidden supply with vegetation or with vitamin. Yeah, that's what I mean. We want to have, but always they appear in the pool and the pee. Yeah, that's about it. And what else you asked me?
So really, these connex are just they're a big metal box,
Yeah.
and they heat up in the daylight with the sun, and there's no air ventilation
No.
coming through, is there?
No.
No.
You sweat out and you may collapse. That's why you get really thin, and your morale is really low. Being tortured day by day by the heat of the sun.
Did you ever have to go into the
No,
connex?
I never. You know, what I try not to happen to me is try to keep them away from me. Don't give me a bunch or don't beat me with the rifle. That very happen because I know that if that happen, I will react and more seriously resolve to my life. I want to keep my dignity, or I forget how to say it.
Like your dignity, you want to just keep your
my
dignity.
I want to try not to touch me. Yeah, I used to tell them that if I were them, I will shoot myself. If they were them, they would condemn to death because I am their enemy. I won't complain about that, but please don't touch me. And to do anything that hurt my dignity, please not to do that. Some of them listen carefully and understand that. Yeah, mostly for those who are young on their side. The young are always like to hear what we think inside. They like to learn how civilized the South Vietnamese is through us. Yeah.
So the younger guards were willing to try to learn from you.
Yeah. But through the prisoner. You know, later we bribe them to give us the very small radio. We lift it up from our longhouse, the radio, and to listen to them and to return back to the guide, and by bribing them. Since we get supply from our family, we try to hide some money in it, and we use those money to bribe them. So that is some trick. That is very simple, but I want to say it out to see it depends on our initiative that we try to apply it to to lessen what we endure during the long time in the prison.
Were some of the guards cruel, like they were just cruel, mean people? Were some of them who would just be very physical and injure people on purpose, or were the guards okay?
Yeah, it depends on individual. Every day, every night, there's guard surrounding us. Just go around the longhouse to control us. Sometimes they are curious about what we are singing, and they like it, and we know that, and we try to make license with them and to buy them, so they that's kind of look away for us to have our own activity. We pride them. Yeah, there's kind of that. And there's one another example. Long time away, after that time, they imprisoned me into the north, where they lied the journalists. There's a group of journalists from outside Vietnam, international journalists, to come in to see what happened in the concentration camp, and they lied them by chasing us all to the high mountain, have us all concentrate hiding in the high mountain, and they give their agent wearing clothes of prisoner and read books in the library, and over the kitchen they hang up pork, chicken, to lie the journalists that we are good, fat, but they make a mistake because they won't show up that we have a normal life over there. They realize an orchestra with Japanese instrument. I forget the name, the brand name. The whole orchestra, they cannot take care of those orchestra to play very famous song of the free world. So they use the real prisoner to play the song. And when the group of foreign journalists, they are priests in that group, and when they listen to the music, and the priest recognized one of his believer playing the piano, and he cannot hold himself, but rushing to the pianist, hold him. And the pianist is wise enough to tell the priest that everybody here is false prisoner. There are about 3,000 or 4,000 prisoners chased into the mountain. Don't believe them. We have an empty stomach, so and so, and say something SOS to the journalist. You know what happened? That night, we listened to the BBC, prided by the and they announced that news. Ooh, that make us so happy. From now on, every time there's a group of people who visit us, we try to use the pencil to write very small character at the corner of the surrounding, what we like to supply them with the information of that camp. So then every next group visitor come in, they scatter and look at the corner of the wall to encircle us. Yeah. So everything that we need to let them know, they know it. Of course, after some time, repeat that procedure, they discover, and no more news from outside or from inside out. Those are very simple, and it seems to be not important, but I like to say it out, to say that in some circumstance, it depends on our initiative. We have a means to escape from what they want to pose on us. Yeah.
Do you remember about what year it might have been that the foreign journalists visited you in the north? Was that 5 years in or 3 years in?
Yeah. I should return to the second camp. After the second camp, they ship us and sell us to the north, to Sơn La province. Sơn La province is a province close to the border of China and Laos. And first I want to say what happened in that camp. About the food, they give me rotten rice and rotten tapioca because those are logistic food stock of them during the wartime. It stayed there for so long time that get rotten, and they give us that kind of food. Actually, it looks so ugly and it looks terrible, but we have nothing. We have to eat it. You know, the rice, we squeeze like this, it becomes the flour because inside is empty inside, because the insect eats the inside all, so it becomes so rotten. So our stomach cannot contain it, just leave it now so badly. And I try to remember what. And with that bad condition of health, they have us to build ourselves, to build the prison of ourselves. Get us into the very high mountain and virgin forest to cut bamboo to make the fence. First of all, the fence. And the fence is always include inside a stream, because that is the only water source to feed the whole camp and for themselves only. So the character of the camp is always surrounded by bamboo fence, very fortified, two fence, and a stream go through or go by. If they don't have those two, they take the water from the source water up in the mountain and guide them into the camp with bamboo. The bamboo he put through the hole and use as the pipe to conduct the water into. So keep in mind that always their camp must be go through by a stream. Yeah. Beside that, they have us build up the long house with material from the forest, always without any metal, not metal, nail, no wire in metal. The wire, they use the string, the wire, they use from bamboo. They cut bamboo and make so every building, every long house is made up with wood and bamboo and covered by thatch. Inside that house, they have where we lie on to sleep, the bed, a long bed by bamboo too. And over that bed, during the winter time, they give us, every of us, some amount of rice paddy, the rice plant to leave, to spread upon the bed and to sleep on it, because at night time it's very cold over there. Not only from the air, but from the bone, from the stomach ourselves, because near starvation diet, we feel very cold from inside to outside. And we are very surprised that they supply us with too thick blanket. That's human, and I have to say that. But that is the truth. I guess that the international community forced them to do so. Because, after about 5 years in that camp, how dirty the blankets are, how old, how dirty, because we use that every day. The civilian, when we go out to move south, the civilian try to sprout on, to ask us to exchange them that badly ill, very, very, very old one blanket. They ask us to exchange them for some chicken, boiled chicken, or some pork. It proved it proved to us that even the civilian outside the society at that time are so poor. They have very low life. I lost my subject, and